Hello and welcome back to round one, back nine coverage of the 2025 MVP Open, or MVP's Open at Austin, presented by Flight Factory. We are here at Austin Beer Works, beautiful disc golf course / brewery location. Incredible place to hang out. If you're ever in the Austin area, you got to come down here. Check out Sprinkle Valley. It's a sick disc golf course, honestly. Very tough, except we didn't see a single bogey in the front nine. I can't imagine that will continue in the back, but we'll see.
I think it's the best facility to go play a casual round, have a couple brewskis with the boys. It has to.
The combo is elite. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I really
do. I really do think that, and the course is really fun as we get into the back nine.
And not only that, you also have the Mint Discs headquarters here, so they've got the little pro shop. So they not only do they have a great disc golf shop there, they've got the drinks, they got the taco trucks. The quesadilla tacos that I've had there are the best quesadilla tacos I have ever had in my life.
Anyways, in your life?
I've had like 3 different types, but this was the best of those 3.
Well, that's saying a lot. 290, easiest hole on the course, down the shooter. Give these guys an ace run. I like it. And guess what? If you watch this before... well, you're not going to watch this before tomorrow, but if you're coming out tomorrow, you're going to be able to see them do this straight from the brewery if you want. Yeah,
this is a great hangout area. One of the cool features of this course. Simon, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
That might be the worst shot I've seen him throw on a hole like this ever.
Yeah, usually pretty locked in. I mean, if he just thinks of this as an ace run trick shot video, he's sending one close to the chains, that's for sure.
Adam has his flippy zone, and it has just been so dialed.
Needs a sit. Could get some skip here. Soft skip.
He's been getting the nice skips and the good through the trees and the nice kicks and the good putting. Really good putting. He's a good putter. Puts it good.
Good at the putt. Niklas, this doesn't look that good. Just kidding. It's absolutely perfect. Yeah, one of the things I do like about this course and the property we're talking about, just to wrap it up, when you finish the back nine, you literally have to walk through the brewery to get to the back nine. I don't think that was an accident.
That was a nice little... You
thirsty?
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you're doing here.
Oh, man.
Mason, give me one.
Oh, let's go. Send one in.
Good putt there. He's been struggling on the front with the putter stroke. Otherwise, he'd be right on pace with Adam, if not a little better, honestly.
Yeah, he's 6 under through 10. It's really good start. Just been throwing the disc clean.
That's what he does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Calm and cool, too, that guy.
You have to if you're wearing those old school shades, man. I guess they're not shades. Those are just called glasses, Jeremy. Adam Hammis down to 8 under. On pace to shoot 16.
Niklas bowed to Adam and handed him his zone. If you want to rewind that, that's hilarious.
Simon, had some weird shots in the front nine, but really kept things going with the scoring by making 3 outside the circle. Without that 2 under start would be kind of alarming.
Yeah.
But everyone's really just hanging in there quite nicely. Yeah, Adam's putt. When it's in, man, when it's locked on, that guy really knows how to get in the pocket. And if you bet on Gannon Burr to par that hole, you lost the bet. He is at 9 down through 10, and we are moving on to hole 11. This is one of the diabolical holes on the course for sure. There could be some weird things happening here. There is eagle opportunity. There's a mandatory off the tee. You throw probably forehand for everyone on this card. And if you get in the right spot, you can attack this green in 2, especially today with the wind being down. But if you go for it and you come up short, there's a big score waiting for you.
I don't care how much the wind is down, it's still going to play. It's still going to be windy out there on that green.
Yes,
It's
just
going to
too
be
open.
windy. It's going to. It's not going to just be calm and you get a tailwind. No, see, he's not even trying from this position, which the gradual hyzer
That's beautiful.
can get you into a good spot. That's nice.
Look at that control with the forehand down the gut for Kyle. So far dissected the hole very, very well. And if you land down this row of trees, you're going to have a shot like this eventually.
A little lifty drop.
Goes in?
Give me that.
Oh, he goes in!
Give me that. On the stripe for
Oh, come
Kyle
on.
Klein. And that's a different way to get the eagle on this one. Never in danger.
Takes his score to 8 under now through 11 holes. I had no idea he did this. This
And
is
like
so
I
cool.
said, doesn't look like there's wind. Look at that thing dancing.
Yeah. Wow. Good to see Kyle Klein playing well.
Mason needs to skip left. Gets kind of the forward skip because he hits the other side of that little ditch.
Nothing too wrong with that.
You just can't go for the green.
Oh, I don't think Mason was going for the green.
No, but you
into-
can if you push it a little more and get this.
You think
like
he would, even if he was in a good position, you think he would try to attack the green?
I think if he was over by Adam, yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's only 450 if you get pretty close to that line.
Just risks so much. I mean, if you're not like a 600-foot thrower, that 450 takes everything. But you might be right. I mean, I'm not sure what his game plan is. Niklas, also a similar spot to Mason. Simon, if this gets around the corner, doesn't hit this early stuff. What the skip was that?
Oh, that makes his decision kind of easy, right?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, boy.
well, does it?
Oh, this is not.
This gets sent out.
It could be really good. I don't know. Oh, wow.
Oh, no, the distance was there. Just a couple of feet too wide. I mean, and the price that he's paying is 450 feet of distance and an out-of-bounds stroke. Oh, brutal. I mean, I love that he went for it, but bogey, if not worse, coming up for Simon now.
And there's these walls.
Oh, no.
Well, give it to him. Oh.
But he hit on the safe side, so at least he gets the distance. I actually thought that those walls were the OB line. I didn't realize that the stakes were inside of that. Just furthering my lack of knowledge of the course and learning at the same time.
And that'll work. That's great. And the reason I say Mason would go for it is because I landed next to the thing. I went for it.
Oh, well, he's got his sights set out right. So, looks like you were correct. But it's just a safe play to get the hyzer distance.
Yeah, that's not going for it.
Essentially, what you're trying to do there is you're doing exactly what he did. You're overplaying the left side, hoping that even if you do get a bad break, that you at least get the distance all the way up there.
Yeah. I think with this wind as well, this is a shorter shot than you're thinking. You know, I think it's a helping wind, and it's only playing probably about 400.
Simon does get over, comes up short. He's going to have that putt for bogey. Actually, no, he'll have that putt for par. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, and look at how close he was to being inbounds.
Yeah, brutal.
Similar shot to what Kyle had as far as the gap.
Yeah, right.
And Mason is officially on fire.
Yeah, he's getting it done.
all those missed putts on a course like this doesn't really matter if you're just going to still get a lot of park jobs. He made a couple bonuses, but
there's some tight gaps that if you miss and you pay the price, then those putts do become important. Yes. But he's hitting all the gaps, and he's giving himself opportunities. You just can't be doing both at the same time. And Simon sends that high, asks for it to halt.
Not afraid of that basket popping back, is he? Good putt. Adam's in a zone.
It does. I mean, look at it's just steady as she goes right now. It doesn't look like he's doing anything special. Just kind of doing what you should do. Disc golf can be easy like that sometimes.
It's just funny how Adam can get into these zones through the year, and then seems like he leaves for a while, and then all of a sudden, lead card, and he gets a couple. He has 4 pro
Elite Series
wins in his career. That's up there.
He's on the list of maybe a dozen or so guys that you never surprised takes one down. You know, if he does, you're like, yeah, of course. He's got all the tools.
Our Birdie Pro Championships check-in. Casey White is losing focus.
This can't happen to me. I'm the king of Massachusetts.
It's a test of strategy, timing, and karma. Do you have what it takes? Order your game today.
Hole 12, 370. This is probably the most basic shot here besides hole 10, I bet. Dead straight, 370. And they put out of bounds on these right behind it that I don't think anybody's ever going to go out of bounds on.
Incorrect. Let me stop you right there. Let me explain.
Okay.
I went out of bounds.
Did you go right?
I went out of bounds left. I hyzered over the basket. It was a short par putt that I made.
Let's just see what Matteo does then.
Oh, love it. Keeps it right.
Doesn't look great. Oh, inbounds.
No, he does keep it right. Yeah, of course. And hops it in. The Mardi Gras shirt is looking spectacular.
I'm surprised you went out of bounds. I'm only surprised because it's tough to get.
It's tough to get out of bounds. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I think my words were holy moly.
I'm sure.
No, I swear. No, I promise you, my words were holy moly. It's probably the most G-rated comment I can make in the moment.
Mason that's what he does. Another great shot.
Outside the bullseye was out of bounds, Mason would still be in.
This guy is locked in.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable that he doesn't have the tee box right now, honestly.
$22, 25 feet, though, still?
I don't think that far. I mean, 22, you're pretty close to it. But I thought he was near bullseye's edge. Maybe not.
There's just all those whiskers out there from the other buckets, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it does get confusing when the FPO pad is just 50 feet shorter because a lot of overlapping Venn diagrams.
You put Mason and Niklas on a card. They're just not going to miss this gap, right?
Uh-huh. Simon, does it drift enough? This is heading towards that tree.
Good kick.
Yeah, because that might have found OB left.
Well, and those trees on the left are just tough to get through.
That's true. This would be very Simon-like.
Oh my.
And the reaction is also Simon-like. It's just, he can't go a day without being Simon-like, honestly.
Yeah, that's 22. I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 feet away. 5 steps to the basket.
The bullseye's right there. He was pretty close to a bullseye outside the basket. The guy's a big guy.
Took 5 steps to the basket. I mean, 22, 15, doesn't matter. You got a 2.
What is the bullseye? 11 feet?
11 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Some pretty good stuff here. Simon's bogey, the only thing, it's like the sore thumb right now. It's the only thing that stands out on this scorecard. Just our card is playing pretty spectacular disc golf right now. And Adam 10 down through 12 holes. Pretty good. Hole 13 is a tricky one though. If you can keep things going here, we got something real special on our hands. 630, you have to make it go left, stay left. If you do throw a forehand to shape the fairway nice, it's got to stay left for a very long time. Either way, from there, it hooks off to the right, and no matter where, it doesn't matter how good your tee shot is, you are going to be battling some stray trees in the middle of your preferred line all the way down to the pin. It's a very technical second shot.
And this is what they've been trying to do to you the whole tournament, is these gradual little flip-up hyzers.
That is such a gorgeous shot from Mason.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a hyzer.
Hole 3.
It's not a straight
Hole 13,
shot.
very similar in that way. And Adam is going to go with this flippy nuke. Looked overturned, yeah, and it's going to kick to a spot where I don't really see a great chance of getting up and down.
Really?
Or is he not too far right?
He's so far up the fairway, though.
Okay, I shouldn't make a joke. I'm not going to guess. We'll wait. Very common thing right there for Mason did a great job of pushing the hyzer through the middle, but it is very easy to hang on to the disc and pull a little bit right. If Simon can do it well. Yeah, that looks pretty good out of the hand.
Really great.
Yep.
Just bad kind of reaction, but that's fantastic. Could have been better with a better ground play there. Yeah, I don't if I know where Adam is, he's kind of way up there, dude.
Okay.
That was a great kick. Reminded me of his kick on, like, what was it, 3 or something? 4?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niklas, I love the idea. It just doesn't quite get over everything, and now he's certainly in danger of taking a bogey. He's going to have to pitch around the corner. If you do go right, like I was trying to say in the breakdown, if you go right at all, you have to get a lot of distance before you do that. And seeing that Niklas is throwing before Adam, I think you're right. I think he will have a good angle now.
Yeah, once you get past this corner,
Yeah.
it's all easy. I mean, as easy as it's going to be.
I see his disc up there now. He actually got a ton of distance. You're right. Simon going wide forehand.
Oh, and he got more distance than I even thought.
And that is one of so many trees that just hangs out there on the approach. And Simon unluckily hits it.
I mean, he outdrove Mason by 40 feet, 50 feet. That's crazy off of the trees.
Yeah. I think Mason hit the same tree that Simon hit.
Yeah, I think you're
That's
right.
crazy.
That leaning dog leg, the literal dog leg tree. Yeah, he's like,
That's crazy. How do you hit a tree solid
I don't
mid-flight and get there still? I mean, like, when Adam hasn't thrown a pure shot, he has gotten through.
oh no. And it pumps the brakes right before the OB.
When was the last time he had to make a putt from that far? He's been like 12 feet on every
Yeah.
hole. Let's see if he even remembers how to putt.
Could forget.
He just hasn't really been challenged on the green. He hasn't had to be.
Yeah, what's up with that course? Like, come on.
If you want to see this course challenge somebody, I can show you how this course can be challenging. A tee off at 11:50 tomorrow.
Bring it. Kind of a soft little bid. There's OB right behind the bucket, so you can't really.
Yeah, good illustration of it right there. It's only about 15, 20 feet behind the basket. And it turns out Adam has not forgotten how to putt or how to birdie. At this point, it's insane what we're seeing. I'm fascinated to see how this will continue to play out, and we're going to see it over the next few holes. But so far, and I'm having to go through the memory banks. I can't remember a situation where a player was playing as good as Adam, and also in the situations where he needed a little bit of a good break, received like the most incredible breaks. There's been at least 3 situations where he's thrown a shot, like hole 2, the drive and the approach. Hole 4, the drive was terrible. There, the drive was awful. Was not a good drive. And it ends up redirecting into the perfect landing zone, takes advantage of it. So not only is he playing great when he is playing great, the other times he's also getting all the breaks.
Yeah, I mean, the only person I can think of is the guy right behind him, Gannon. Yeah, I think the person that you're trying to think of is Gannon. I remember last year he was getting good breaks, making every putt, getting through every fairway, throwing great shots, and winning 6 times on the tour.
8 times.
Oh, 8 times. Really? 8?
I think he won 8 times, including the Pro Tour
right.
Championship.
Yeah, that's right. Well, 14, par 3, 350. It's a slight flex off the tee if you're a righty backhand.
Let's see if Kyle can show him.
Is it slightly flexing?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. So that's what you got to do here. Otherwise, you're kind of cooked.
Well, that was easy.
Let's just have Kyle Klein do our breakdowns by throwing it.
Adam is
in trouble.
In trouble.
Good kick left because he's going to be able to still throw the hyzer, I think, around.
Yeah,
If you kick right, it gets a little tougher.
That was like a back-to-earth moment.
Yeah. Mason.
Yeah, man.
Needs to.
Oh, wow.
2 straight. Yeah, 2 straight. You have to have the stability to come back around.
Liked it out of the hand. Did not think it was going to be that straight.
And this is going to have to get some love. That's not love.
No, that's hate.
Yeah. Or a stern talking too.
It's like your parents, they're not mad at you.
They're
like, disappointed.
Yeah. But they still love you.
Just doesn't feel like it at the time.
Just
wow.
Overflexed it.
Our card does not get off a tee well on 14. But Adam does move into a good spot for the hyzer second. What a skip.
Good skip.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to make a putt from 30 feet.
I've seen him do that.
Outside chance for Simon. Watch this little nose-up spin.
Maybe a little metal again. Yeah, he's barking at it.
They're always online. It always gives them a good shot.
Don't want that putt. Bunch of just soft bids. Nothing impressive going on here, guys and gals. But let's see Adam.
Some dogs out there watching too. Oh, the man is superhuman. Well, he's human, but like super duper so. You know what I mean? Like
if today's opposite day.
He's a human. Yeah, fair. What I'm trying to say, folks. No, of course. It's surprising bogey for sure.
From the superhuman.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, we're going to go 1 over par on 14. It's a tricky hole, though. I mean, it just makes you feel super uncomfortable off the tee. It's either the straightest, deadest, straight disc in your bag, or you have to play the flex shot. And a flex shot is just scary to play.
1 out of every 10 players today who's taking a bogey on this hole just happened to be the guy who was leading the field. And let's see if there's going to be a leapfrog at the top. Did Gannon birdie the hole and take the lead? He did.
I bogeyed that hole.
I did too. I threw it too far straight. Anyways, let's not talk about that. Hole 15, this is a tricky one. There's a couple different ways to go off the tee to get into position, but ultimately you're trying to land in this shadow area. Right there is a perfect spot to throw your second shot, which is going to be a skip shot with a fairway driver or a mid-range, getting around the corner. Give yourself a look. But not too many creative ways to play it from the fairway. Unless you come up pretty well short, then you can go spike hyzer second.
Oh, just a baby little turn.
That is really nice. Did he get past those last trees? Either way, I think he'll have something.
He's flirting with those trees, and I think the trees like it.
Send him a Valentine's Day card next year. Simon also getting flirtatious. Niklas, that's the angle you like?
Yep. Wants nothing to do with those trees.
He's in a committed relationship with the fairway.
Yep.
And Adam is all of a sudden...
And that's just going for it. Just that's just no flirting involved. Just a smackaroo.
Hey, I want to date you.
Yeah. Hey, you're mine.
Like, hey, whoa, hey, take it easy there, bud. Out of position.
Again.
Adam is going to be in some trouble here. Yeah, Mason's got that.
Look at his commitment. I mean, it's just kind of a thing of beauty. He's going to be right at circle's edge, it looks like, but the follow through, everything, the disc went kind of directly where I was envisioning a good shot to go. That was a great angle by our camera crew. Shout out to the camera crew over here, who does a great job on the Pro Tour.
Here's the creative route, the over-the-top hyzer. If you're in the right spot, it's pretty accessible, and Niklas has accessed it.
Simon, same thing. Spike hyzer. Oh, man.
Boy. Skip long.
Yeah, hit a tree. That would have helped.
And where is Adam at, man? He is trying to go from first place, and he wants to stay up there. He needs to get a par. What a shot. Oh! Hits the tree, and he's gone firmly from momentum to no momentum.
Yeah, that's just going to be an upshot, and that's tough. Just seemingly, we've all had those rounds where everything's perfect, and then all of a sudden it's just like, I bogey now? Like, what? I didn't know I was this guy anymore. Simon.
Give him enough shots of those, he's going to drop plenty. 4 today from outside the circle. Simon falls into this one. Beautiful.
But you know what I mean? You're just like, I'm the guy now, and this is just who I am. This is my identity. And then all of a sudden, smack, spot, boom, right in the face. And you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm terrible.
It's so easy to forget how hard the game can be, and then it's also so easy to forget how hard it can be. Or
online.
That's it, right?
We're trying to say things right.
Mason, unfortunately, cannot knock down the birdie.
A little 27 further.
Niklas also struggling on the green, and I feel that in the deepest way. These par fours, they just, there's so many opportunities for birdie as we've seen today. Man, our cards played generally really great. But man, when you get there, it's just, you're so close and you've got to capitalize. You know how much each one of these putts means. This is a 4-round event. I don't think we mentioned that in the front nine. This is an Elite Series Plus. We got 2 rounds here, 2 at Harvey Penick over the, Harvey Penick over the weekend.
Jomez needs to get something going. And in, Adam Jomez. Hole in one. Incredible.
Okay, I think Gannon took a Doblina Bogartski because I think Adam with that birdie or with that bogey, he is still tied for first place at 9 under.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Well, 16 is when you can get it right back. It's one of the easier holes, I'm guessing, on the course. 650. Sidearm to the sweet spot. Hyzer the whole way. There is out of bounds right and left that surrounds the basket from the tee the whole way there. So there is some trouble, but find the fairway and then just throw a little hyzer in there. Quick, a very fast green. That's about all you really have to worry about, I think.
Simon sends the forehand out there, gets an awkward skip. This time it's not off mulch. It's just a tuft of grass that kind of takes all the steam off the end of the flight. Hole 10 was the easiest. 16-second easiest.
Okay. Makes sense. Parred them both. Ooh, this is early. Still probably going to be fun.
I don't think... If you have the disc going pretty straight, even if it is kind of heavy on the hyzer at the end, it's kind of hard to get OB right.
Yeah. It's only if you throw like a short distance.
Correct. Like this is going to be like 60 feet. Well, what the heck? I'm not going to give up, but I will be wrong.
Simon going big hyzer.
OB close to the basket on the left side. This needs to spike down, and it does.
Wow. From their angle, that might have looked like it went in. Right behind the bucket.
The other way to play this is a little bit of the that's the mid-height,
this
Mason.
Is bad.
That brings that tree into play. And the skip OB, worst case scenario. The tree slows it down to keep the putt longer, and it skips over the railroad tide. That's how you do it. Good distance control for Niklas. And Adam has the best angle. He can kind of go even lower if he wants.
I would suggest it. That way you can hit the railroad tie.
Yeah, there it is. The hyzer shot's scary here. You if you put a lot of angle on it like Simon did, you think it's probably just going to sit pretty, but if you miss the mulch and you hit the hard pan ground, you easily could jump and skip over this wall.
Yeah.
It's going to be an unfortunate blemish on Mason's otherwise unblemished round, and that is a sad result for Simon. Draws air.
Good way to erase one of those mistakes. He will.
2 pars so far? Is that right?
2 pars, 2 bogeys.
2 pars on the round so far. And Simon still has a little bit of mustard on the kielbasa. Knocks that down.
Niklas just hasn't played great today, and this is the get to 7 under par, which is really great.
It really is. I mean, we were predicting somewhere in the 4 to 6 range as being a really good feeling round. And that was also probably the caveat of the wind that we practiced in. In the calm, obviously those scores are going to jump about 4 strokes better than that. As far as I think 8 under is terrific, but I think even 6 under is still a really good round.
I agree, yeah.
It's nearly on the leaderboard, so that tells you all you need to know.
And there's a few holes out on this course that you can take some big time numbers. So you're always in it if you're at that 6 to 5, I think. Hole 17, par 3, 330, island green with the elk antlers right there. Guarding the green.
Again, calm day. A little bit of a tailwind, perhaps.
I think
left
it's
to right.
Left to right, yeah.
Left to right tailwind. A really good win for the backhand hyzer. Put a
You
little
would
nose
expect
up
this to slam.
and just sit.
There you go.
Well done. This hole is evil. I mean, this hole can be so evil. It's really calm today. It's not so evil today, but it has all the potential.
Oh, this looks evil. Looks real. This guy has a rabbit's foot in his pocket. Is the nicest way I could say that.
I thought he was initially going to hit the left stuff off the tee. And then for sure it was going out of bounds right.
And that Dan Simon leaves it short.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just can't see the OB behind the basket. So the touch is really tricky to figure out just how much weight do I have to put behind this to get over the wall and sit close. Mason does it better than most. Now, does Simon take on the elk antlers?
No, you'd be a maniac. You got to go right side. Hyzer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating.
He might have been trying to
you.
with that reaction. To get to 8 under.
Yep.
Just kind of hanging around, ain't he?
Those flags look to not be blowing at all. You will not see it that calm out here ever. And just like that, Adam, couple of birdies back on the train.
Yep, back to 11, which is just incredible.
Hole 18 is about as crazy as it gets, folks. A pretty straightforward tee shot, pretty straightforward second shot. You just want to get somewhere around here. And then you go up these steps. Everything past here, except for the island, is out of bounds. You got to land here. Now, if you do not cross the island, then you throw from where you were last in bounds. But if you cross over the island in the air, then you do get to take it from the drop zone, which is about 35-foot death putt.
Matty-O going big hyzer. That is a really scary way to go about this hole. Jump putt to the middle. Now, if he misses this shot, guaranteed double bogey. If he misses the next one, it's guaranteed 9.
Okay.
What if you make it?
Oh,
off the
chains out. Are you kidding?
That's a par. And anybody in the world that plays disc golf would sign a very big contract to get par on this hole every time.
Oh, for sure. I'm just going down the list. Here's an 11. Here's a 10. Here's a 12 from Calvin Heimberg. So many 9s I can't call them all out.
Niklas gets this wide. This is the easiest shot. You know what's brilliant about this hole? Which I know a lot of people don't like this hole, but each shot gets gradually harder. So you start off with a pretty big island.
That's a neat element to it, for sure.
And then the next hole, a little bit tougher. And then you're just scared out of your mind. And you pee your pants and take a 12. And then poop.
I did the last part. I'm just kidding. No. I peed.
All these guys are going to have no problem with this island. It's very big, especially on a day like today where the wind's really a helping wind.
Wow, that was a great shot for Mason.
Yeah, popped it good, didn't he?
Simon taking his time. In the middle.
Okay, now this next shot, they're going to have choices. Over the top or down below. Looks like Simon's going down below.
Needs to get left.
Yeah, since it flipped up flat.
Oh,
you're not
gets
loving
through
it.
the trees. Until the camera turns around and you actually see what the fairway's like, it's hard to say whether or not that's left enough.
I think it is.
I think it is as
think
well.
He's in a really good spot. Just because he snuck through those trees. Adam.
That's exactly
great
what he
spot.
wants.
But I think
I'll put him like 220 to 230.
I think he's in a spot where he's going to have to throw back in. He likes the sidearm into that green.
Yeah, I think the backhand is preferable for the way that the last trees that really form the gap towards the green really interfere with the forehand. And so the backhand is preferable if you can get to the right angle on the second. Mason, he really bit off a lot off the tee shot.
I'm not sure if that makes it harder or easier. I think it makes it a little harder.
He didn't do well there, that's for sure. And he's probably going to have to just putt up to the steps. That's an unfortunate second shot. I like the angle he's left himself with, though. If he can get up and down and save the par, he's not going to be upset at all with the 8 under.
This is his shot. This is what I was talking about with this kid.
Yeah, that's just too good.
Oh,
man.
my.
That is just too good.
See what I'm saying? Anybody does do that better?
No,
I just don't
not
think
really.
so.
I mean, there might be some players who do it on par with him, but no one does it better.
Overstable putter like that. Nobody even throws that shot, really.
Yeah, I agree. He's at the top.
Huge shot right here, and this needs to turn to... What am I watching? What a kiss. I mean, pretty good shot, but that's just maybe 4 strokes. A 4-stroke saver. He is living the right way.
I'm broken by it. I love it for him.
Oh, go in.
Simon. Oh no, he climbs up long. And he's essentially, he doesn't really understand it either. But man, jumps off the mulch. What a bad break for Simon.
Absolutely. And I think he was more pinched than we thought. That was a very clever shot that he threw into there.
Yes, just to get up there for sure. Mason, that's doing well with it.
But that's what this hole does. You know what it does is it makes you have to push the backside of the green.
And
then you have this.
This is the scariest putt you can have.
And even if you make the island, you have this putt because you slide back there, you hit the wall, and then you have a little 35-footer right at the OB.
Simon's going to have to settle for the bogey. Mason, solid play. Solid playing. This is essentially a home crowd, although he does live in San Antonio. The Texas crowd out here cheering for the Mint-sponsored player.
San Antonio, not that far away. What is
Yeah,
that,
not too bad.
90 miles?
Yeah, it's less than 2 hours. Niklas. And that's, I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. If you miss a putt, you're out of bounds. Bummer. Simon will finish the day at 3.
Sponsored player, right? Mason is a Mint Disc sponsored
Mint
player?
sponsored play. Yes.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a home course event and a home tournament in that way. It just, what a round. Adam Hammes, I would say one of the more impressive rounds. 14 birdies on the day.
That's ridiculous.
14 birdies on this course.
People will play this course for the rest of their lives and maybe never get 14 birdies.
I mean, 12 under, that's doable, but 14 birdies on this course. Wow.
Couple
Incredible.
12 unders.
Gannon's not going to stay on our lead card. We've got Anthony Barella and Adam Hammes on lead card. Could you imagine that? My goodness. Those guys really like to play well simultaneously. Kyle Klein, his incredible throw-in, and Vaino Makela joining our card for round 2, where we're going to be right back here at Sprinkle Valley playing the second round. There will be a cut after 3 rounds, 50% cut. And what else? Subscribe, like.
Yeah, do all those things. I mean, I'm just looking at this, and I can't help but think tomorrow these guys are going to have completely opposite rounds. Like, and they might score the same, but you're going to, like, this is the type of course where you're not landing in the same spot.
There's no carbon copies.
Exactly. You're not going to have these breezy little shots. You're not going to get the great kicks like Adam got. Like, you got to be prepared. You got to be mentally prepared coming into tomorrow because this place is tough.
It keeps you on your toes for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out, because we're getting over to Harvey Penick over the weekend, where it's a golf style course. There are some technical holes, but this is really where the most strokes are going to be gained and lost in the woods. Got one more technical round coming your way tomorrow. We'll see you there for round 2.